Last Thursday afternoon, and this was done on purpose, the Justice Department put out the Inspector General's report on James Comey and his releasing of classified information. They do that because they know that Friday before Labor Day, no news, everybody's out, and Labor Day weekend, people will forget. I don't know what Attorney General Barr is thinking. This story should have been broken today so that we could all have a full week of discussion. Essentially what this is that the Inspector General of the Justice Department investigated Comey and Comey's handling of documents, FBI documents. So Michael Horowitz found out that, Comey mishandled the documents, just like Hillary Clinton mishandled the emails. Same exact thing. But Attorney General Barr said, it doesn't really rise to the prosecutorial level. That's his decision. You got to figure President Trump signed off on it. Now, there's another Horowitz report coming up. This one is about Russia and surveillance on the Trump campaign. Here, it gets more serious for Comey and his merry men. McCabe, Strzok, Page, all of that. Because if FBI signed off on warrants to surveil the Trump campaign illegally, that they have to prosecute. Barr has to prosecute that. Now, I'm not going to speculate on what Barr is thinking or what President Trump is thinking. I'm not going to do it. They could have brought a case against Comey for illegal release of classified information. They could have. Probably would not have won. He probably would have been acquitted. All right, the way the courts are today. So they held it back, and now they're going after Horowitz on the second. And remember, the U.S. Attorney John Durham from Connecticut is also investigating this with an eye on indictments. All right? So there's more to come. I can't handicap it. I'm going to try to get Joe DeGenova on next week, and that's a signal to my crew because I didn't tell you guys. Try to book Joe for next week, and we'll see what he knows about all this because he's convinced that Comey's going to get indicted somewhere down the line. Okay, I'm going to lead with a story that's getting no play at all, but it's an important story. In California, Governor Newsom, Gavin Newsom, who is about as far left as de Blasio in New York. I mean, it's just amazing how far left these guys are. He has signed a law that revokes the California Posse Comitatus Act of 1872. So here's what the Comitatus Act of 1872 said, that if you are an able-bodied person 18 years or older, and if you refuse to help a police officer who asks for assistance during an arrest, you can be charged with a misdemeanor. So if a cop is getting beat up and says, hey, help me, call 911, and you don't, you can be charged with a crime. So the legislature in California said, no. We don't want any responsibility, legal responsibility to help any law enforcement officer in our state. So if that cop is getting the hell kicked out of him or her and pleads for you to call 911 or do something and you don't, no problem. Now, people go, oh, no, that's not possible. They didn't revoke that. Oh, no. Yes, they did. Proudly. Now, you can imagine if you are a law enforcement person in the state of California and your governor, who's ostensibly your boss, say, you know what? Hey, we don't really want any of the citizens helping you. You know, we're not going to compel them to do so. Even if your life's in danger, even if you're drowning, whatever it may be. So what do you think the message that's sent not to the cops know. The police know in San Francisco and LA, Sacramento, they know. Nobody's going to back them. All right, they know that. State police on the highways, they know. But what do you think that sends to the kids of California, the children? You don't have to help. No. Our state, our governor says we don't have to help. It's like your father or mother saying, if the neighbor's house is on fire, you don't really have to call the fire department. Even if you see it, no. It's unbelievable. California has gone off the cliff in every way. I'm just amazed. You never get any pickup on that? Right, Donald Trump said the Hurricane Dorian may, let me get this, may hit Alabama. CNN, MSNBC, Alabama. So now Trump's making a big deal out of it. Why? Why? Who cares? Who cares? If Trump thought the hurricane might hit Alabama, so what? And it's the president's fault. Don't engage. Just ignore it. It goes away after 12 hours. They'll have something else. Why do this? People are getting worn out. Oh, yay. All right. Twitter mob. Here's the danger of the country, the Twitter mob. Now, you got to understand something here. There are about 24 far-left groups that are in business to harm people with whom they disagree. Many of those groups are funded by George Soros and others like him. They get millions and millions of dollars in. And the people who run the groups get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking Media Matters, Move On, Color of Change, you name it down the line. All of these groups have Twitter armies. Some of them are paid, some of them are just volunteers. They put out to these Twitter people, attack this person, Brett Kavanaugh. Attack that person, Bill O'Reilly. Attack that person, whoever it may be that day. Then the Twitter mob starts to do that, all right? And it builds a crescendo. Then it's picked up by the media, all right? Now, we saw that happen to Kanye West. Kanye West, because he supports some of President Trump's policy. Jay-Z forms an alliance with the National Football League, crushed by the Twitter mob. Now, the Twitter mob, no rules, because you don't know who they are. They can defame you, accuse you. They can do anything they want. And the media picks it up. And the media's defense, well, look, it's out. It's out there. It's out. It's not us. We're not saying it. We're just a conduit. The Twitter mob. Perhaps in my lifetime, the most serious danger to democracy that has happened. The money behind these operations that run the Twitter mobs, huge.